What's good, tribe? I am here. I'm not trying to be like Rockstar. I'm so glad that she is back and looking forward to hearing all she has to say. But I am doing this in my car because I'm on a lunch break and I'm getting this done for y'all. I told y'all I'm going to drop them when I can and how I can. So this is going to be your Love and Hip Hop Atlanta reunion part 1 review. So here's the thing. So the first thing we did was we got the Rashida Kirk storyline out the way. Why? Because nobody give a fuck anymore. So here's the thing. I'm gonna look at this from two different points of view. One, I'm gonna look at it from the point of view of this is a real story, and two, I'm gonna look at it from the point of view of this is a bullshit story, because word on the street is it's a bullshit story and that Kirk already got somebody else out there with a baby. So with that being said, let's look at this from two different points of view. From the point of view of this is real, Rashida, nope, you're right. You're absolutely correct in what you said. Can't nobody tell you what you should and shouldn't do in your marriage. When I have friends that come to me because they mad at their husband or vice versa, they mad at their wife, and they say to me, what should I do? I don't never, ever give anybody any advice about what they should do in their marriage as far as stay with them, don't stay with whatever. I cannot walk a mile in your shoes, nor can I tell you what you should and should not do with your heart and with your life. The thing with Rashida and Kirk is, one, they've been together for a really long time. Two, they also have businesses together. And so people can say what they want to say, that that's shallow or whatever, but you have to take all of that into consideration. Three, maybe Rashida has accepted the fact that this is just who she married and he is who he is and he ain't gonna be nobody different. And once you come to that conclusion, you know, people say, I've heard people say, well, how could she stay with him? How could he stay with her? Once you've made up in your mind that this is what you're willing to accept in your relationship, in your marriage, that is between you and that person. Rashida has clearly accepted who she married. The problem is you've put it on, you know, for the world to see, so everybody's gonna have their own opinion and their own judgment. Now, if the storyline is true, what you said is valid. I want Kirk to be a good father. I'm not ready to be a part of that child's life right now. However, one day I look forward to being able to do that. But Jasmine, you need to understand your place. Now, let me get to Miss Jasmine. Again, assuming that this storyline is true. Jasmine, your whole purpose, you want acceptance and validation from Rashida, point blank, period. All of this is about my son and I just wanted to apologize and this, that, and the other. It's bullshit. You want acceptance and validation from Rashida. You're never going to get it. One of the things you were saying is, why is everybody coming down on me? Why is nobody coming down on Kurt? And I said in one of my earlier videos, people were coming down on Kurt, but those were his friends. And when you have a friend and somebody you love as a friend and they fall or they make a mistake, a lot of times they can be forgiven. You say what you got to say to them, you deal with them however you need to deal with them, but a lot of times it can be forgiven. Those people are not your friends, Jasmine. They not your friends. And as far as like social media and stuff like that, people pass judgment on what you put out there. Go back to last season. You was trying to blackmail this man. You put his business in the streets. You know, like the way you handled the situation is what lends to how people are handling you. It's not because everybody's taking Kirk's side, because honestly I think Kirk is an asshole, and I think that again, if this story is true, even if the storyline isn't true, that makes it even worse because you're orchestrating this bullshit for the purposes of a storyline. But you can't expect Kirk's friends to treat you the same way they're going to treat Kirk. It's not that they're giving him a pass. It's that he's their friend. And they're like, you know what, you fucked up, but I'm going to forgive you. Same thing with Rashida. You fucked up, but you're my husband and I love you. She don't have no love for you. Nor does she have to have any love for you. She don't have to think of you no different than anybody else, because in her mind, you broke up it wasn't even so much that you had the affair with her husband. It was the way in which you handled it. Like she said, going to social media. Jasmine, you made a fucking diss record. You made a song last year that I'm probably the only person that heard it, but you made a song last year that you put out on social media talking about this situation. So this isn't just about, oh, I made a mistake and I slept with a married man, got pregnant, and why is everybody treating me wrong? You handled it this way. So Rashida is never going to give you what you're looking for. If all you want is for Kurt to be a part of your child's life, I done said it 20 times, I'm not going to say it again. You only going to get what he's willing to give you. You can't make him do no more. And if he's cutting you a check every month, that is the bare minimum, and that may be all that he does. I'm not excusing it. I'm not saying that that's okay, but it is what it is. Now, if this whole storyline is not true and it's just some bullshit for the purposes of a storyline, you know what you gonna do. If you're willing to put your marriage on the line just to keep a couple of coins in your pocket, that's your business. I ain't judging nobody. I ain't in nobody's shoes. Erica and Stevie J. So Erica's being extra, over the top, and a whole lot, but some points that she made were really valid. One, she was like, you know, when Stevie made the comment about her not being able to sing, her point was, you didn't ask me if I could sing when you was trying to make me to face a danger zone. She was like, your only purpose for bringing me here was to try to make Estelita mad or make her jealous. And I peeped it. And once I peeped it, I was out. Like, I'm not gonna be your pawn. I'm not gonna be here, you know, or some old bullshit and some old get back. Also, the contract is some bullshit. Erica Mena might be a lot of things, but she clearly can read. And 30% of everything that a person does, like, he was like walkthroughs, club appearances, like all of that, he's making 30% off of. Are you fucking kidding me right now? So after the government takes their cut and Stevie takes his cut, what the fuck you left with? Bitch. Erica said that she is working with Sean Garrett, and that, you know, she went through the whole boot camp with Jazzy Faye, and that it's really helped her a lot. It's really helped her with her voice, and, you know, she got some shit coming out. She was like, now, again, my other problem is Stevie kept throwing his daughter at her. Why are you encouraging your daughter to fight? Like, why are you encouraging your daughter to be violent? Take the storyline out of it. Take the fact that, okay, Erica may have disrespected you, called you out your name, sent you this nasty ass DM or whatever, but why are you encouraging your daughter to fight? That's not cool. That's some fucked up parenting 101. And again, take this whole TV show out of it. If some woman on the street had disrespected you, you would be encouraging your daughter to fight that woman? Like, that's what you're teaching your kids, that that's the way to resolve an issue and conflict? That's some bullshit, Stevie. That is some bullshit. Then Stevie gonna turn around and start talking about Erica Mena being a bad mother, and he made a little comment to her about to worry about your son or something dealing with your son. First of all, you know that's a trigger. So he was trying to get her ass to act up, because everybody knows that that's a trigger for Erica Mena. You say something about her child. Two, you was just talking about how she better not say nothing about your daughter, but it's free game and fair game for you to say something about her son. And you thought that was gonna make her act a fool, but it didn't. And when it didn't make her act a fool, you were the one that ended up being escorted off stage and told you needed to cool off. Now you ended up coming back. Then him and Sean Garrett gonna get into it. And one thing Erica Mena brought up that was valid was, well, see, Sean Garrett has recent hits. Like, nobody's saying you didn't have hits, Stevie, but we're talking about it. We're gonna put it on the timeline. Sean Garrett's hits were more recent than yours, and he's willing to help me make some more hits. And, you know, Sean Garrett's thing was, look, I work hard for my artists and I write hits. That's what I do. And all this other bullshit, we can handle it we can handle it on the street, but what you're not gonna do is just disrespect me, and you're not gonna be talking to me crazy. And then, you know, Stevie started talking about your headline. He was like, that's cool, I can have a fucked up headline, but I'll fuck you up. Like, he was like, again, they were not rising to that bait that Stevie was trying to put out there. He was like, that's cool, all right, I'll have a fucked up headline, you got that. But that don't change none of these facts. That don't change none of what's going on here. Carly and Sean, if you listen, something that's been floating around all season was that was a fake relationship, that they wasn't really together, that was just the way they brought Sean Garrett onto the show. If you listen to what Sean Garrett said, he pretty much told on himself, and that's what he said. He was like, you know, I talked to Carly and I let her know I wasn't down for the bullshit. We met up a few times to just discuss some things, and I just let her know I wasn't here for all that. And then he was like, you know, she was just trying to throw it at me. And Carly was like, excuse me, when did we ever have sex? And I'm like, well, ding, 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 right there, because y'all was trying to play it up like y'all was having this intense relationship and everything was all good or whatever. We see the scene where Carly don't have on no half clothes and she, you know, straddling him or whatever. Like you were putting that out there that there was this deep relationship between the two of y'all, and then come to find out it really wasn't all of that. So it sounds to me like if you listen to me, and y'all drop it in them comments and tell me if y'all agree or disagree, but it sounds to me like he pretty much told on himself that they wasn't really in no real relationship. Okay, Just Brittany. I mean, she gets into it with all of them, basically, you know, with Estelita, with Erica, with Stevie, Keely's there. They all get into it. And what Just Brittany was saying was from day one, she felt like she was set up. She said when Stevie brought them to her practice or her session or whatever, that they came at her from there, you know, like ganged up on her from that point on. And they were like, well, no, you were the ones talking about something, I didn't sleep my way to the top. And they were like, we felt some kind of way about it. And I would have too, because that came out of the clear blue. Like, what were you trying to say? Were you trying to say that I was sleeping my way to the top? Like, is that the point you were trying to make? So I understand where that whole situation went down. And then of course it just continued to implode from that point on. I hate when I'm looking for a word and it won't come to me. But anyway, Keely said that she stuck by her story that Just Brittany admitted that her and Stevie J was sleeping together, and that might have been part of the conflict or whatever. And Just Brittany was like, I wasn't sleeping with him. And Keely was like, well, I dropped you off at his house one night. She was like, because he got a studio in his house, you dumb bitch. We was working on music. Well, what's funny to me and interesting to me is Stevie J didn't say nothing the whole time. He didn't interject to say, yeah, we was in the studio. Yeah, that's all it was. So, again, Stevie J is a whole lot of things. But he'll lie to deny some shit. Like, he'll say he didn't do something, but he ain't gonna lie and say he did. And he ended up saying that he didn't sleep with Brittany, but Brittany did give him head. And that's what he said. And Just Brittany didn't deny that. She just kept saying, we ain't had sex, we ain't had sex. Well, there's a whole lot of things you can do other than sex. And that's what, what's his name? That's what, what's his name? Stevie J said that they did. Alright, what else happened? Okay, Just Brittany, Erica, Estelita. I think I just covered all of this. Yeah, I just covered all of that. Alright, now Estelita and Stevie J. Now we left off the season. They was all lovey-dovey. They was having their managed relationship situation, and Estelita was all, you know, happy and shit because Stevie J was finally doing what he promised he was going to do all along. But come to find out, that whole situation has sort of fallen apart, and she now has a lawyer that's trying to get her out of this the bullshit ass contract she signed with Stevie. And what she said was that Stevie's LLC is not registered, and so everything is connected to the LLC. But if the LLC is not registered, then that might be a loophole that she can get out of the contract. And of course Stevie J was like, that's not true, that's not true, that's not true. But my thing is, the proof is in the pudding. It sounds like she has a real lawyer, and it sounds like her lawyer is really doing some work on that. So the proof is in the pudding. We'll see how that works out. Y'all know these LLCs and all that stuff, it can get real tricky. And if you ain't, you know, you can keep doing that LLC online bullshit, but if you don't properly register everything and go through the proper channels, especially something like a record label, like when you send up an LLC because you doing YouTube videos or something like that, that's one thing. But when you talking about running a business and something like a record label, you just want to make sure that all your I's are dotted and your T's are crossed, especially if you got people signing into these slave ass contracts, 30% of everything they make for fucking 20 years and shit. Because that was one of the things that Jocelyn was complaining about. Remember last season, and she was like, you know, he signed her to a 7-year contract and it's almost over, but she can't find the contract. Remember all that was going on? Hunty. So Stevie and Erica ended up getting into it to the point where Stevie ended up leaving the reunion. Like, it got real deep. Like, he stood up, she stood up. It got real nasty. And so he ended up just leaving the reunion altogether. So when Erica went on social media saying she made Stevie lead a reunion, she made him lead a reunion, she sort of did, but I got the impression that it was like, and maybe they edited it out, let me be clear, because it looked like Stevie J and Sean Garrett were getting ready to fight at one point, and then you know how they go to the audience when they don't want to show you what's going on stage. But I don't think any blows were thrown or anything connected. Like, it wasn't that long or that deep. But he did leave the reunion, so we'll see how that goes down. All right, last but not least, Tommy said that she voluntarily put that bracelet on, the anklet that tracks her alcohol intake. She said that she never wants people to be able to show her in that light again. When they replayed the footage, she said of course she's embarrassed, and I can only imagine it has to hurt to be able to see yourself that way, especially since Tommy is still, in my opinion, in denial that she has a problem. She was like, she said, I have the ankle bracelet, so I'll have the receipts of my alcohol intake and whether I'm drunk or not drunk, and nobody will ever be able to portray me as an addict again. Nobody will be able to put me out there as an addict. And again, I say, you have a problem, Tommy, and I think you need some counseling. I think it's deep. It's very deep seated, and I'm far from somebody's counselor, but from where I stand, I just feel like you need to explore getting some therapy. I think that's a great step, that you are voluntarily putting this anklet on yourself. But guess what? In real time, Tommy got arrested last night for disorderly conduct. I didn't read the article because I didn't have time to really dig into it. But I promise you she was drunk. I'm pretty certain she was drunk. Because the sober Tommy don't act that way. And we've seen the difference. When Tommy is not drinking and she's sober, she doesn't flip out that same way. Her trigger is not so quick. Then we see her and Spice. Now, I thought her and Spice had made up. I have no idea. But I think Tommy was drunk at the reunion. She had the anklet on, so maybe she wasn't drunk. I don't know. I think she had some other altercations. I think she had some other stuff happening. Maybe she was high. I don't know. And I ain't talking about deep drugs. I'm talking about maybe she smoked some weed before the show. I don't know. But Spice was just recapping what happened at the video shoot. And we all agreed, at least I thought we had all agreed, that Tommy was not her best self when they were filming the video. So Spice was just saying, Tommy was very unprofessional at that time. And I think she was getting ready to bring it around to, but, we're back at a good place and everything worked out. Like, I think that's where she was going with it. Tommy ain't let her get there. Tommy just went off, and Tommy started talking about, it sounds like there was a conflict with they were using Tommy's glam squad, and Tommy was responsible for getting like the cars that were in the video. Like, she took control of doing a lot of the logistics, and sounds like she pawned that stuff off to other people. And Spice, from where I'm sitting, Spice seems like a very let's get it done person. Like, I need to know what, when, where, and how, and I need to know when we're gonna do it, how we're gonna do it. And so she was calling Tommy like, look, when are we going to go into hair and makeup? When are the cars going to get here? Like, what is going on for this? I don't know anything going on with this video shoot. And Tommy starts going off about, well, I'm not a worker, and I had people to do that, and I've looked at all your old videos, and they all look like some shit. So you coming to me about the video, and Spice is like, whoa, I've done hundreds of videos. What are you talking about? Like, she said, check my numbers. So then they get to arguing. She's like, check my numbers, bitch. Y'all know the word bitch is a trigger for Spice. But Tommy got a couple of bitches out before Spice got up. Now, y'all know she did eventually get up. And that's pretty much where it ended with their conflict. I don't know, again, they have enough security there that I don't think there was no actual real fight, but they did go at each other. And again, I thought that situation had been resolved. I thought we were just recapping what happened and how we got there. But I thought last episode, when Tommy apologized to everybody and her and Spice hugged it out and we saw the video. Now, in the interim, I don't know if they've gotten some criticism on the video and that's why there was some sensitivity there. Like, I don't know. But anyway, so part 2, it looks like we're going to get into Tokyo. Y'all know I love me some Tokyo. Look like we're going to get into her storyline a little bit more. Tobias, BK. Looks like all that's going to be in the next episode. Of course, Carly Red. We had a little Carly Red and Jock situation, and it wasn't nothing big. They still doing that same thing they doing. They playing around with, are we sleeping together? Are we not? I feel like they sleeping together. I feel like they've been sleeping together. But they know that I think they've accepted the fact that they are not good in a relationship. But I think they very much are sleeping together. And I think they've been sleeping together. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, y'all. Y'all drop it in the comments. Let me know what y'all think. I appreciate y'all working with a sister. I'll see y'all later. I have Basketball Wives to drop. I haven't dropped Potomac because I haven't seen it yet. So I need to see Potomac. And Pose, I caught Pose in the middle. So I need to go back and watch Pose from the beginning. So they're coming, y'all. They're coming. I didn't catch them Sunday night. And I haven't been able to get into, last night I wasn't able to get into my DirecTV so I could watch my DVR through my computer. I wasn't able to link all that up last night. The Wi-Fi wasn't working and all that bullshit. So I'm got it as soon as I get it, y'all. I'm dropping it as soon as I get it. So anyway, y'all have a good evening, a great day, and I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.